friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Gorgeous grandma dons sleeveless dress and then trolls tear into her in the comments. Written by Hallie Wells, read by Adam Staten. When Candace Cima shared a photo of herself online, she was not expecting the backlash she got in the comments from trolls. Candace Cima is one gorgeous grandma of 11, setting out to help mature women embrace life, enjoy fashion, and appreciate their senior years. Senior citizens have a lot of influence these days. That's because the baby boomers, born between 1946 and 1964, will all have reached 59 years of age and older by the end of 2023. So it's wonderful that 76-year-old Candace of Ithaca, New York, is helping a growing demographic approach aging with a sense of excitement and adventure rather than discouragement or despair. Candace started her fashion blog, Life in My 70s, in 2019, when she recognized a need for something in the fashion space for older women. She stated, "I saw an opportunity to talk about how to dress as you get older. Women have been conditioned to think they need to cover up because that's what their mothers and grandmothers did. We need to shift the way we think about age. We don't need to adhere to these old ideas in a modern world." When the style influencer and blogger recently shared a video of her modeling a sleeveless midi dress on her social media platforms, not all comments were kind or constructive. Candace told Today.com, "It's not the first time this has happened, but this one surprised me. People have such outdated notions about age-appropriate fashion, and that needs to change." During the video, Candace modeled the knit dress with a coordinating sweater over it and without it. Several commenters expressed negative opinions about the dress, including, quote, "Not flattering at all, too old to be showing all that skin," quote, "For the sake of men who have to see you in public, know what dresses compliment you and which ones don't. Body-hugging, form-fitting dresses on a woman over 50 is not visually appealing in any form. Quote, looks much better with the top on it. It is not flattering on an older body otherwise. Quote, not suitable for the arms after a certain age." Hundreds of people came to Candace's defense, but the creator of Life in My 70s didn't let the rude remarks bother her. After all, beautiful Candace has 400,000 followers across Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Instead of letting the criticism discourage her or lashing out in response, Candace reminded her newest and younger followers, "Aging is great. Everything you have learned your entire life is now there for you. You are now the wisest that you are ever going to be. Embrace it and be proud. So encourage each other and build each other up, just as you are already doing." 1 Thessalonians 5:11. Woman switched at birth, spent years looking for a biological mom, then finds her for her birthday. Written by Adam Staten, read by Adam Staten. One woman who was given up for adoption searched for decades before finding the woman she believed to be her birth mother, but she soon then learned something else about herself. She had been switched at birth. Children are a blessing and a gift from the good Lord above, and should be treated as such. They add so much love and happiness to life. Welcoming a child into your home, whether through birth or adoption, is always a wonderful and joyous occasion that is worth celebrating. Diane Bazella, now 63, who learned she was adopted as a child, set out to find the woman who had given birth to her. And that search that began when she was a 5-year-old came to an end in 2021. The two celebrated Diane's birthday together in September, according to People. Diane and her birth mother, 81-year-old Sherry Gertz, were finally reunited after decades apart. But like everything else good in life, finding her mother did not come easy. The outlet reports that Diane, back in the 1980s, had managed to track down the two individuals listed as her mother and father on her birth certificate. For nearly 40 years, Diane believed she had found her biological parents. However, that turned out not to be the case. Even though she loved and enjoyed the time she spent with the woman listed as her birth mother, she had a feeling in her gut that something was off. She was curious as to why there wasn't more of a resemblance between herself and the woman listed as her birth mother. Then, in 2017, Diane invested in an at-home test kit. The report's findings matched what Diane had suspected. The people she believed should be her relatives were not on the report. People reports that for the next 4 years, Diane began reaching out to the individuals on the report. She didn't have much luck. So, Diane tried once more, reaching out to a woman. Diane's luck had finally changed. That woman responded, and she turned out to be Diane's half-sister. Diane's half-sister confronted her father, asking him if he might have had a daughter with another woman in the 1960s. Turns out that he did have a child, a baby girl, with another woman. That woman was then known as Sherry Nordley. Then all of a sudden I realized everything I'd believed for all those years was wrong, Diane said. The stunning revelation led Diane to consider something else. She had been switched at birth with another baby at the hospital. After learning about her birth father, Diane reached out to another person on her DNA report. This person also answered her. During their conversation, the woman mentioned that Sherry Nordley was her cousin. The outlet reports that Diane took another DNA test, which confirmed the woman now known as Sherry Gertz is her birth mother. The two started communicating soon after the test in 2021. Now, Diane and Sherry talk constantly, fly out to see one another regularly, and email once a day. "We're definitely making up for lost time," Sherry Gertz said. "I never gave up hope that I'd find her someday." In addition to communicating and spending time with her biological mother, Diane has developed a relationship with a man she uncovered as her real father. People adds that Diane's search has not come to an end. She's also hoping to find the woman she was switched at birth with on September 29th, 1960. If she were ever to look for her birth mother, she would have found my real birth mother, Diane said. But since she has never searched for her, we don't know who she is. Train up a child in the way he should go, and even when he is old, he will not depart from it. Proverbs 22:6.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.